So do you believe in dragons?
Certainly metaphorically. Yeah, who was it who said, oh, it was a reference to monsters, but somebody said, this is with respect to the Bowdlerization of fairy tales, and kids don't need fairy tales to tell them that there are monsters. What fairy tales do is tell them that you can kill them.
Yeah.
So I believe in that kind of
It's a very powerful, rich metaphor, this glittering Joker dancing in a dragon's jaws.
Well, it's kind of the Harlequin Christ. I might have got that notion from I'm going to go blank every time the name comes up. That's what happens to Fox.
Matthew. Harvey Cox.
Harvey Cox, yeah. From
Feast of
one of his books. I think that there's a good chance that that's where that picture came into my mind from. But there's a drawing in my notebook from that period that not on the same page as the song, but that we got sort of a doodle of that. And this dragon, this guy, it's like, it seemed to me a powerful part of what the Christian story offers us is that idea of kind of dancing in the face of pathology in a certain way, of the collective pathology that we're all so clearly tuned into.
You said there's a sci-fi dimension to this, and the opening metaphor of underneath the mask of the sulfur sky, there's a feeling of apocalyptic ending to it all. Watching the fraying rope getting closer to breaking. And
yeah.
What was that sense in 1976 or so?
Same as it is now.
Okay.
Except less explicit from a lot of quarters. I mean, there's people in positions of decision making that affect all of us that go around talking about nuclear war as if it was a cool thing. And back then in the 70s, you didn't hear that out loud. Probably people felt it, but now we have the notion of the Islamic bomb, and we have fundamentalists of all descriptions, Christian and Muslim and Marxist and market and everything else, all competing to see who can get the closest to their own agenda before this happens. And so I guess that, maybe that's part of the collective pathology too. And it has been, growing up in the 50s where we defended ourselves against nuclear war by huddling under our desks a couple of times a year. Maybe helped create that pathology for all of us, but it's there. I think the urge to self-destruct, well, it's not, of course it isn't just about that, it's much deeper. But the urge to self-destruct is in us all. And I feel more and more like we're in a race between that and the recognition, which I do see signs is spreading, of our interconnectedness and our need for each other and for the planet, the planetary systems, and for a general respect for life that is so far it has not weighed the balance far enough. But it's like you put a feather on one side and you put something ghastly on the other side, and hopefully the feather's going to win.
Mm-hmm. There's the question whether you can see those alternatives and whether you can see what's going on. And it seems to me that the song also plays with the metaphors of sight an awful lot. It's just beyond the range of normal sight.
Yeah.
There's this glittering Joker, or everything you see is not the way it seems.
It'd be nice if it was. It'd be nice if the Joker was like right here, there are people, there have been people in history, we read their writings, and once in a while you run into somebody who appears to have that kind of sight.
Yeah.
But I wish we all had it. But then we'd probably make something pretty weird out of that too.
and
he's wearing red. No, he's not. He's wearing purple.
I have no idea what to do with that. Yeah, I should have worn black. That's my wife.
Where's Camel?
Let me just ask one more question about this song. Let me be a little of your breath, flowing over, moving over the face of the deep. I want to be a particle of your light, flowing over the hills of morning. I hear contrasting mornings here. There's the morning of this sulfur sky, and there's this other morning.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
You want to talk about that a bit?
I don't know if I thought that the sulfur sky was a morning sky particularly, but it certainly could be. And but the morning that's referred to in the chorus of the song is, of course, that awakening. It could be. It could be the ascension of us all into glory, or it could be that recognition of love as the paramount thing that we should be promoting in ourselves, and that to some extent we're able to. So you can make what you want out of that. Really, I don't think I was being very specific in my own mind, because it's just it's a sense of there being a point at which we become transcendent and all of life, or we become aware of the, for want of a better word, transcendence of